Hey and welcome. In this video here we're going to see how to play against this first move e4, and we're going to learn something very easy, how to fight against this move and not to learn tons of theory. And I'm going to talk to you about this move order, actually very important. What is the problem after e5, if we can call it a problem? The problem is this is very reliable defense. Actually, you can use it, you can win a lot of games, you can equalize a lot of games with this move actually. However, you need to know a lot of things. For example, here and there we have the Scots opening, the d4. It's a very important chapter, this one, how to play there. We have the Spanish opening, another very important and big chapter, how to play the Spanish opening. And of course we have the Italian opening with the bishop there. You can follow the classical Italian, the symmetrical Italian with the bishop to c5, or you can play knight f6 and you can go directly to two-knight defense, to fried liver attack, or he can play this gambit actually. I play all of the systems, I like them. However, you need to know a lot of theory. And I'd like to mention as well, instead of knight f3, he can play the move d4 here, the central gambit, or he can play this one, the king's gambit, in which we can take, and after this he has two options, knight f3, or he can play even this bishop opening, allowed us to give this check on h4. Very complicated lines and you need to know a lot of theory. And instead of the king's gambit immediately, he can play here the Vienna opening. The Vienna opening is a delayed king's gambit because he would like to control the center and later he would like to play the move f4. You need to know a lot of theory, and in order to avoid all of these systems actually, you can go with the move d6, a very important, a deceived opening, we can say, this black lion, underrated system. Many people don't underestimate a lot of this system. However, it's very important. You can play very nice positions. After this, probably white is going to play d4. What else he can play actually? Knight f6. Now we are threatening that pawn and he has to defend that pawn, and now we have a lot of options. One of the options is this very tricky move e5, in which white should not capture immediately and exchange queens because she cannot attack our king there immediately. Our king is secure because we don't have queens on the board. After e5, pawn takes, queen takes on d8, king takes on d8. This is one system actually. If you like to avoid completely this one, we have knight b to d7, and later you're going to play the move e5. We're going to see it in this lesson. Or you can play this Pirc opening, try to develop the bishop here, and via a very nice system as well. And all of these systems are cousins actually. They have a lot of similar ideas with King's Indian defense, with d6, the Pirc, the Philidor, the modern defense, or the black lion. Or you can play here the Czech Pirc, and we can transpose to the black lion later by playing the move e5 if we would like. This is very interesting setup as well. But now let's focus here. He can play knight f3, e5, and here he should play bishop to c4, because if he just exchanges in the center, releasing the tension here with white pieces, we can recapture. And now immediately we're threatening bishop to b4. He has to play something like this probably to stop the spin, but we can play that, and now we can develop our pieces very easily. We can play something like the Philidor defense. When we castling, it is the Philidor defense. This system without the castling is the black lion system, and we're going to see about that. And after castling, we can play expand on the queen side actually, threatening the bishop, taking more space, and now we have fantastic position with no problems at all. This is a good version of the Philidor defense. We have more space here, no problems in the center, queen can go on c7, and we have fantastic position here. So he has to play something like bishop to c4, and now he's threatening something. We need to be careful because white has some good activity, and now he's threatening knight to g5 and captures something on f7. And after here bishop to e7, here a lot of players, and this is why I'm showing you this move order actually, and why you can play like this. A lot of players with the white pieces can go wrong here because we have two bad moves and one good move. How are you going to play with the white pieces here, by the way? You can pause the video and try to think. If you are a club player, or if you are a junior, if you are calculating a lot, if you are sacrificing a lot of pieces, you like to do that, or if you are solving a lot of puzzles, maybe you can go wrong. Because we have two moves. This is a good move actually. You have this one, we're going to see this, the wrong move, it is wrong to play that, or you can play that one, a terrible mistake, and we're going to see why. It's difficult to foresee it, but it is a mistake. The best move and the main line is to go there, and we can play here c6 and staying in the black lion system, because if we just castle here, another very solid and logical move, if we are castling, this is the fielder defense. But with c6 we have the black lion system. And what is the idea of this system actually? He can play something like this, queen c7, and now we can play the move h6, g5, knight f8, and believe it or not, we can try to attack on the enemy king side, on the king side with the black pieces, and we don't see it very often, this one actually. This is a very aggressive system to attack the white pieces, and white just play normal moves, right? But he cannot do anything at all. Why you are keeping the king in the center of the board? Because the e file is closed. How white is going to open this one? He cannot. If he just capture, we can recapture. Thank you very much. Everything is just fine. He cannot open the files, so it's everything clear. And at some points he's going to play some mistakes. The first mistake is this one, and many tactical players are going to play this one, because we can take, we have to take, and now he has this check, and already it seems that black face some problems here. If you go on f8, we have a double threat on e6. Thank you very much, we are winning your queen. You cannot go on e8 because knight e6 is trapping the queen. We cannot go really on g6 because the king is a little exposed there, right? So we have only one good move, this one. And now the white player is going to calculate this, and he will feel happy because, say, I'm threatening your queen, right? You have only one square, that one. And now I'm very happy because I can take there, threatening the queen and threatening the rook. How do you assess this position? You feel that white is winning, right? But in reality, white is losing, and this is why I'm showing you this game. We have this counter-attacking move, and now you enter that path, and white cannot go back actually, because we just capture a piece on f7, and we're threatening that pawn. You cannot just simply castle or play moves like g6, because we can save the rook, and we have an extra piece there. Thank you very much, an extra piece. So white has to take the rook here, and now things can go wrong, because we can take there. The rook is under attack. He has only one move, and this is rook to f1. What else to play? Now, of course, we can take here the pawn and win one pawn. It's an option to take there, but this is not a good option. The very old masters actually used to play without a rook. They sacrificed a rook there and they play the games and winning. How and why? Because they had activity. Activity is very important, and white spent too many times actually to capture that rook here at the edge of the board, and now you don't have activity. How can we liberate our pieces? And we can liberate them by capturing there, and now we have the knight to e5. He can recapture, and now we have that square. And immediately you can see that we have fantastic activity with minor pieces, and we have a very big threat. And this very big threat is knight f3 capturing the queen. He don't have a check here. He cannot go on c4 or on d5. He has to defend there, and now you can win with many ways actually. You can enjoy yourself here, probably with that move, because now you are threatening this check, very important check, or you can experiment yourself not only with this. We can have fun, can have fun with that one, liberating that as well. If he just captures, we have this check, and now we have this check, and this is a checkmate. Thank you very much. Game over with the checkmate. So let's go back. We are here. The best move, the main line, is to go there, and we can play the black lion system, but many players can play this mistake, or they can play that mistake. Why this is a mistake as well? I'm threatening that square, but we are violating, white is violating the basic opening principles, and the opening principles said that you need to develop your pieces. You should not move the same piece twice, and white did it here. He just played that move. We need to castle, and of course many players are going to play it this way because they believe they are a good way to play, right? Previously they just capture a rook with double threats and things like this. Now they are going to say that I'm going to capture. Yeah, you can take that, no problem, but now I have the same threat. You have only one square available, that one, but now I can take there, and unfortunately for you, you don't have queen on g6 move, right? Why you don't have that? Because the rook is there, it's an obstacle. However, we can play here, and now again he entered that path that he has to capture the rook, he cannot go anywhere else. If he goes there, try to repeat the position or something like this, we have queen on b6, and now we just escape, and he just lost one piece. And he's a very bad position for white, losing position for white. So he has to take the rook, and now we have, this is the best move. Even b6 is very nice because we're going to play bishop on b6 and recapture that knight, right? But even b5 is the best. And now many players are going to play wrong moves here. It is a wrong way to play with the white pieces. Of course, first of all, he's going to capture here if he is a good player, but he cannot capture there on b5, and this is another trap. Why he can fall into that trap? Because it looks very, very logical. I just capture one pawn, and my next move is that one with a knight, or this one, try to escape, right? However, here we have this check. He cannot connect the knights. We are threatening the knight and the king, double attack. So he has to play this move, and now we have that one, threatening the knight to capture with the knight and then with the queen, threatening on f2, and we have an amazing position here, really, really amazing position. And still this knight is trapped, cannot escape because we have the queen there. The knight is trapped, so he cannot capture this one, and if he's a good player, he's going to calculate this. We can recapture, and maybe he's going to calculate that one. I just checked the database, and many players play this wrong move here. Why this move is wrong? Because he said it looks very logical, because the next move is knight f7, of course, right? But we're not allowed that. And white is going from here, white is calculated that I'm going here, and if you just capture, I'm going to recapture with the queen. And it looked like a dream position, right? Because we just pinned the rook, I'm protecting the knight. And here it's a very important question. How do you evaluate this position here? It's very important for chess players to evaluate correctly the position, because after that I can go forward or backward. I can go for attack or for defense, right? You need to evaluate. And I'm very curious to ask your opinion here. Of course, you can write it below in the comments. And here the position is completely winning for black pieces. The computer said that it is +3, almost a piece up, a +3. It's unbelievable. We can play this move. Now we are threatening bishop to c6 to capture the knight. He cannot escape with the knight, so we are protecting that pawn as well. He's going to castle. We can play this move. He could maintain the pin actually, and we can take that knight. And now we are threatening that pawn. Maybe he's going to play something like this, and we have a fantastic compensation here for all of these pieces, because we have amazing activity. I couldn't believe to my eyes actually how winning is this position, and let's explain why. Let's say we're going to threaten the queen, and he is going back. If he just play this move, we can take, he can take, we can play that, and now our next move is knight to c4, threatening that pawn, bishop here, threatening that pawn, or rook here. We have fantastic play with our amazing pieces. If he just exchange queens, completely winning there, completely. Or if he goes here, we can play a4, a5, threatening to play that one to liberate this pin, to liberate from this pin actually, to free our pieces, and he can play something like this. Of course, a4 is not possible, we can take it, we have the bishop right there, and after this we can play here, he can play a logical move, and for example knight c4, and suddenly we're threatening this. He cannot go anywhere he would like, anywhere. He need to play specifically with the bishop, because if he goes back, we have knight on d2 actually, and we are winning there. And this is a really, really amazing position to play with black pieces, completely winning now for black. And for this reason, I just like to mention this black lion system. I'd like to mention how to enter the game in this way, and he don't have the tricks actually here. This is the best move. If he goes there, it's wrong, we can castle. If he just capture there, many players are going to play this, we can capture the bishop with confidence, and we're going to win. And the black lion system starts with this move to c4. Now I'd like to mention one diagram actually. In the diagram position, it's black's turn, and I motivate you to find this one, how you are going to play with the black pieces. This is from a black lion system, and I have a free article on my website, and you can see it. I have a free PDF for you with 19 exercises there. You can download it for free, you can share it with your friends, completely free. I have a free video lesson. If you just register to the website, you can register for free actually. You can go to the Black Lion course and you can see this first video for free, and inside that video you can see the diagram position, how we reach that one. And of course, last but not least, in order to help you enroll to the lessons, we have a very big discounts right now on this Black Lion course, and you can enroll if you like. And of course, in order not to miss future notification and future discounts, you can enter my mail list completely free. You can enter the mail list in order to see future notifications and find a lot of free lessons there. So thank you very much, and I'd like to talk to you again inside the lessons. I hope you enjoyed this video lesson, and if you just start to playing the Black Lion system, I'm sure that you are going to win a lot of games. Good luck with your games, and talk to you soon.